What's up, gamers and collectors? DGC back with another video. Got an exciting video today. Bunch of pickups. Got a package from my good buddy Fancy Action Now, and then I have this is still sealed. This is from Limited Run. Interesting job on the packing here. Still arrived in one piece, hopefully, but like, come on, really? Like one strip of tape on $300 worth of games? Limited Run, what the fuck? You should check it out. Alright, first up, we got a little package from Fancy Action Now, my good bud. He sent over some interesting stuff here. I knew he was just sending some 360 games, which I just totally showed them. But the first one here, both of them I did not have in the collection, and I'm ecstatic. One of them is a console exclusive to the 360, so I need it for the 360 exclusive set that it will inevitably be coming out, and that being Left 4 Dead 2. I love this game on Steam. I've actually never even played it on 360. It does actually have 2-player local co-op and 4-player, well, online for who knows how long that'll actually be online, but 2-player local co-op, which is cool. I plan on, I know on PC there's tons of maps you can download, at least like official maps, and then there's obviously mods and stuff, but obviously there was no mods on 360. However, I'll still try to download all the official maps and all that stuff, and then get that before the store closes, which I'll talk about here in a little bit. And then the other game, which this is pretty generous because this is on the more, I don't want to say rare, but I guess it's kind of rare because I've personally never seen it in the store in years, like multiple, probably a good 8 years. I haven't seen this in stores, and that being Shadow of the Dam for the 360. Both these are nice CIB copies, so very grateful he sent both these to me. This is something I've always, I actually owned this on PS3 a long ass time ago, and I think I owned this on 360 at one point, but never even played it. Played the shit out of it on PC though. I owned this on PS3 at one point. I think I played like the first hour and then just kind of gave up on it for whatever reason. But I've always wanted to get back into it because I've always heard such great things about this game, and now I have it. Both these are in my forever collection, so thank you again, Fancy Action Now. He also, when I opened the box, I was like, what the fuck is this weird stuffed animal sitting in there? Because I only saw like the corner of it, but he randomly sent me a Scooby-Doo Beanie Baby. So this, for you, Ty Lord, I'll make an exception, and it can go up here with the rest of the accoutrement. And then he also sent these. So I wasn't really sure what these necessarily were or really knew anything about these. Hopefully he'll answer in a comment down below, and or someone else maybe knows. These are, so there was like a random 2 cards by themselves. These are tops. This is like a bunny, and it says Max on it. Max, the Great White Hare. I don't really know what that is. Obviously this is Colossus from X-Men. I know who that is. And then these are 3 packs of 1994 Flare cards. So 2 of them have Magneto on it, which these are sweet because they're like holographic. There's Magneto on that one, and then this one is Cyclops. Yeah, it's Cyclops from X-Men, obviously. And then, so inside of these, I'm not going to open them all up because there's like a gazillion cards in each one. The artwork on these is choice. I don't really know what these are for though. It's not like, I don't think it's like a playing card game. I think these are more just like a collectible type thing. I'm not honestly sure, but the artwork on these is fantastic looking. And again, hopefully you can see that. This leather chair with my leather belt is just making all sorts of noise back there. But yeah, the artwork on these is pretty sick. Straight up 90s artwork too, obviously, because they're from the 90s. Got the classic Spider-Man with the classic Scorpion there. As far as superheroes go, I would say that my personal favorite superhero would probably be Batman, then probably Spider-Man, and strictly speaking, just the 90s TV shows. And then I guess number 3 would probably be Batman Beyond Batman, because again, just I'm a 90s kid, and then that came out in the early 2000s, so I was a teenager when that kind of came out. So those were like big staples of my childhood, those TV shows. So, but nevertheless, these are pretty sweet. I guess maybe I'll try to ask them what they are if nobody comments on, if nobody knows anything about them. But so he sent those, so I got to try to get some kind of nice care package going for him. So a couple of things that I did get in the mail, and I already showed them off, but I figured I'd show them in the pickups video in case nobody saw them. This was this nice copy of the Elder Scrolls Oblivion 5th Anniversary Edition. So this is a nice slipcover on here. I went all out and tried to find the nicest copy I could because I was like, well, this is going to be my forever copy. And then it's got like, so it's got obviously the original game. It's got Knights of the Nine, Shivering Isles. I think it has all of the DLCs, but I don't know for sure. It's got 3 discs here. Inside here you got bonus material and then disc 1 and disc 2. It's even got the registration, the map, and the map actually has the Shivering Isles on here as well. I don't know if it actually says what content is included. Again, I assume this has all of the DLC, but it doesn't say it on the back, so that does have me scratching my head a little bit. But nevertheless, I love Oblivion. Oblivion is the best Elder Scrolls there is, at least currently. When they do the remake, it will then be the best Elder Scrolls that they have. Really, probably nothing, in my opinion, will ever top the story to this one. Skyrim is really just a meh. Skyrim probably would have been better if they didn't re-release it like 18 times on like every freaking system under the sun. And then its legacy would have held up better. Whereas Oblivion is stuck on those old systems. And yes, you can play it on the series systems. But the story to it, maybe it just hit at the right age time for me. Where like, I think, when did this was like a 06 game for me. So I would have been 16 when this came out. So like, I just remember there was one summer where I like vegged out and played this for like weeks on end. Just eating scraps out of the fridge and just like vegged out on playing Oblivion. And I have so many memories with this game. I've probably completed this game every bit of 6 or 7 times, and I'm getting ready to do 7 or 8, whatever times that I've played the game. And I really want to go back to it on the Series X because it looks slightly better on the Series X. Now, another cool limited edition that I grabbed while they're still relatively cheap. There's a decent amount of these online, so this one's not hard to find. The Elder Scrolls Oblivion is supposedly, one of my other buddies told me there was only about 200,000 of those made. I don't know if that's including the PS3 and 360, meaning 100 and 100, or if that means 200 and 200,000. I don't know, and I don't even know if that number is accurate, but it seems likely because I fancy myself a big Oblivion fan, and I didn't even know that existed until I started digging deep into the 360 library to get everything that I wanted. I knew there was obviously a Game of the Year edition, but this is essentially the deluxe Game of the Year edition is what this is. It has to have all the DLC. There's just no way. There's no way it doesn't have all of it. Like the Mehrunes Razor and the Horse Armor and all that shit. Either way, I already own it all anyway. Prey Limited Edition. This is cool. And then I also showed this in the short too. An additional thing that I got for this. So if you look at the back of this, if you ever buy it, it says, you know, a set of 3 little toys or whatever that it comes with. The little figures, which are right here. So then I was, you know, when I unboxed it and looked at it myself, I was like, what are they talking about? A set of 3? There's only 2. So then I figured it out. Really just eBayed it, and then it was pretty easy to find. So there is a third guy, which is one of the main monster mutant guys, and it actually perfectly like fits in the box right here. So like they designed it for it to fit there. I want to say that the original way to get these was at E3 was to get the little mutant thing, although I guess they trickled out, or I don't know, but either way it was like $8 to get that off eBay. So you're talking, this was roughly 30 or 38 bucks to get this whole thing with the limited and the little figure. So kind of cool. I've always loved Prey. I've always thought it was a really neat game. The first level with the music, and you're in the kind of the shitty bar with the arcade machines, or I guess it was an arcade machine. I think there was a pinball machine, but I don't think you can play the pinball machine. Either way, and then you get like abducted, and then you have to go find Grandpa and the girl and everything, and then it's just an epic adventure. We don't get cool things like this anymore. Like during the 7th and 8th generation, where like you get these like niche, unique, individual, like cool idea games like we used to during 6th, 7th, and kind of in the 5th gen. I don't know. This was just such a cool, refreshing experience. And then when they were going to do real Prey 2, boy, was I excited for that, man. And then they didn't do it, and then they scrapped it and gave us the other one, which I'm not going to judge that one because I haven't actually played it yet. It is on my list of games I'd like to play this year, and then I can judge it. I've played a little bit of it. Graphically, it looks amazing, but gameplay-wise, it was really, or story-wise and gameplay, it really wasn't that similar to this one. So it was kind of like, we're stealing your name, kind of like they did with Rage, and then didn't make Rage 2 really equivalent to Rage 1, because I also really loved the Rage 1 game. Like, probably one of my favorite 7th gen shooters was Rage. I played that. That was one of the first games I got when I got my gaming PC, was Rage, because I played the shit out of it on shitty PS3, and I loved the 7th gen. There was just so many good games back then. And then, so this was a pickups that I got at a antique store that I go to pretty regularly. Half the store is basically games at this point. He pretty much is like half retro games, half antiques. Finally grabbed another copy of Battalion Wars, the first one for the GameCube. This is a very minty copy. It was $27, but being that it's so minty, other than this like sticker spot up here, which, you know, it is what it is. It's 20 years old. Kind of have to accept that. Pretty decent price. It's not like the best price, but it's not a horrible price either, because I know it's a good game, and I wanted to add that back into the collection. 2 N64 games. Still just kind of slowly getting the 64 collection back. Not going crazy with it. I just want to get the ones that I know that I actually like, and go from there. Got a nice copy of hopefully that'll focus, Wave Race, and then I put my nice little end label on top. And then sort of disappointed by this one because I didn't realize it, because I'm just like an OCD collector. This is a Player's Choice copy. Not that big of a deal for a cartridge, but I still know. However, with these labels, there are Player's Choice labels denoted versus like the regular ones, so I put the Player's Choice one on here. This is Yoshi's Story. So I paid $27 for that one. I think this one was, I want to say $15 for the Wave Race. So pretty decent price on both those, I would say. And then this one was only $18. So you can't beat that. Yoshi's Story. There's a level deep into this game that I like just couldn't beat, and it's kind of like haunted me for like 20 years. So one, I love this game, and then two, I really want to beat that level, and I gotta do it. All right, and then I don't remember if I showed this off. I think I did, but I don't remember. But either way, I was playing this consistently for, it's been over a month since I did a video, other than some shorts. But the last pickups video, I think it was just straight 360. But here's Stellar Blade for the PS5. I wasn't expecting a lot with this game, and I don't remember if I talked about it or not, but I'm still going to talk about it again real quick. I wasn't expecting a lot from this. Like, it was exclusive. I'm an exclusive guy. Like, I buy all the hardware to play all the exclusives, and not specifically for that, but like, what's the point of owning each of the consoles if you're not going to at least try the exclusive games, right? So Stellar Blade, I'm not really big into From Software, Demon Souls games. It's not really my thing. I can't get into it. This is kind of Souls-like. However, I don't find it as difficult and daunting and annoying as the Souls games. So if you've always been like, because I've always been intrigued by the Souls games, but I just can't get into them. They're just too fucking hard. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm just not good at it. It's just not for me. However, if you've always been like intrigued by those games and wanted to play them, this is like probably a good stepping stone to getting into those kind of games, because it's like, it's not too difficult. I'm still having a blast with it. I'm not going to ruin any story elements because it actually has a really good story to it. I was pleasantly surprised. Like, the concepts and ideas of the story, you can see that they're building it out to be like an epic double or triple trilogy of games, and I really hope it happens. I kind of hope that sometime by, like, let's say Christmas time, I hope this sells like at least 1.5 million, maybe 2 million. That'd be awesome. And then I'd like to think that maybe Sony would pick them up and just be like, hey, you work for us now, which would really be cool, because they really are a good studio. You can tell that they put in a lot of effort and love and care into making this game, obviously aside from the woman. But as far as the environments and the graphics and the climbing and the puzzle aspect of the adventuring and finding different, ways around the maps and everything, and just the progression of attacks that you get, and like when you get them, and then like you actually feel the incremental power of getting stronger. Kind of like you do in a Metroid game where you're like, you start out like shit and then you just work your way up and then you're just like a beast by the time you're fighting the Metroid and whatnot. In most Metroid games, that's the final boss. But so, I don't know what the final boss is here. I think I'm like within an hour or two of finishing the game, like the main story. I'm not really a side quest kind of guy, just never have been. But the main story to this, number 1. This and Final Fantasy VII Part 2 are my current game of the years. Absolutely loving this game. Cannot wait to finish it. I'm stuck on a boss though currently, so that's why I kind of put a hiatus on that one. And then the last pickup before we get to the limited run stuff. This is Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. Oh, actually, you know what? I completely forgot about that. I didn't even open this one yet, and I forgot that I got it. Paper Mario: Thousand Year Door. I did open this, and I am currently playing it. I'm kind of bouncing between this, Stellar Blade, which I kind of haven't played in like a good 2-3 weeks, and then also Doom Eternal on Game Pass on the PC after the Xbox Showcase, which, on a side note, the Xbox Showcase, I will say it, it blew me the fuck away. It was the best showcase of the year. They won the best showcase. You know, they did a good job for once. I have to give credit where credit is due. Xbox killed it this year. As an old OG Xbox fanboy, I'm finally excited about the brand again. I like what they're doing to some extent. All the Game Pass nonsense and then spreading the exclusives around. To me, it's just kind of stupid. It's diluting your brand. And then, you know, as far as they did like some kind of partnership with Amazon and they're going to do that kind of shit. For me, what I had thought they were going to do, and I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this before, Xbox has been known to partner with Samsung for their little dev kits and their kiosks and all that shit. I kind of assumed, and then they do all sorts of promos and shit with Samsung. They do a lot of things with Samsung around the whole world. I kind of assumed that eventually, and maybe it'll be next gen, but I believe at some point in time they'll have a built-in Xbox like kind of exclusively with Samsung, at least at first. I bet that's how they do it. But Paper Mario: Thousand Year Door, I've already played it. I had the original game the day it came out. Love it. It's fantastic. Yeah, it'd be cool if it was at 60 frames, but you're never going to notice anyway. So, and graphically, you can actually tell the difference. It's not just like a resolution bump. They actually really did like enhance the graphics and the textures and all that shit. It does look better. It's worth $60. Let's be honest, it is. And then I have not opened this yet, but I will eventually. I might save this one for Halloween time, just because it's like, you know, that's not scary, but it's like Halloween themed. So I remember 3 came out in the Halloween of, it was either 19 or 20, and I remember having like a good time kind of playing that around Halloween time. So I'm going to save this one till Halloween time to play that, but still happy to grab that as well. Nintendo had a good showcase as well. I will also say that. I really did enjoy Nintendo's showcase as an Xbox guy, and then also I'm a Nintendo guy first and foremost. Like, that's my heart and soul is Nintendo, and then Xbox second, and then really I kind of like, I really love the Dreamcast, but I never really got into the rest of the Sega stuff. I always wanted to, but now it's just too expensive, and Dreamcast is too expensive anyway at this point. But and then I love PlayStation 2, but they're kind of like on the bottom for me. But as far as Xbox, they did a killer job, and then Nintendo, they like didn't announce a lot, but they still announced a lot, and it was enough to keep me excited because like this fall is pretty packed with shit. Like we got like a lot of shit coming out, and then like Sony was just like, nah, we got nothing. Enjoy. So kind of lame, but you know it is what it is. And then on another side note, Sony kind of dropped the ball with the PSVR 2. So I'm a little bummed about that as a day one buyer and as someone who had like the PS1 VR, not day one, I had it about a year in, and then they did a great job with PSVR 1, and then PSVR 2, like the hardware is amazing. It's probably one of the best VR sets you can buy currently. And for the price, it's really pretty powerful for what you pay for it. And like, you know, we've got there's like a Zombie Army game coming out. There's a Metro VR game coming out. There's the Alien VR game coming out. And there's just not like a lot of stuff coming out. And I'm just kind of just like, really, Sony? Like Astrobot, which one of them was exclusive to the PSVR 1, and then you're not going to make the second one compatible with the VR 2? Like, what? This is a perfect opportunity. You just add VR support to it. What? Or like, port up Wipeout from PSVR 1 or port up any of the games from PSVR 1. Whatever. All right, so we're going to open the limited run box. This does piss me off. For $300, for you to just have that open like this, like, that's just shitty packaging. I'm sorry. It's disappointing to say the least. All right, let's see if everything's actually in here, though. Should be, I want to say it's at least 8 or 9 games. Let's take a peek here at this list. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 8 shoot 'em ups, because that's pretty much all I buy from these limited companies, because all the rest of it I don't really want to super support. They are all PS5 games, because that's where I prefer to play my shoot 'em ups with my nice arcade stick. So there's all those. All right, before I shake them, let's take a guess. How many of these discs are loose from limited run? There's, what'd I say? There's 8 games total. How many discs are loose? Put your answer in the comments. I'm going to say at least 1 or 2. Oh my god, there's none of them are loose. That's crazy. They're like always loose, only from limited run. So some of these games I've actually never played, and I'm excited to play them because I wanted to wait until they were physical. And then they did a sale. It was either Memorial Day or Easter. They did a big sale. And I was like, oh man, I got to grab some of these games, man. So I finally pulled the trigger on some of these, and they were like slightly on sale, I think, like 5, 10, 15%. Nothing crazy, but either way, happy to grab all these. So the first one, I actually used to own the nice Play Asia edition, which comes in like this, bigger box and whatnot, but I sold it like an idiot, and now I have, at least I think I did, I don't even remember. But either way, this is Rive. I have played this game. I actually really like this one. So you're like a little tank thing, and then it kind of like, you can turn the gun like that, and you're kind of going through like a, I don't want to say a maze or a puzzle, but it's interesting, and I like this one. So I wanted to add this back into the collection. It's a really good game. Let's see here. These are collection type games, and then these are just regular shoot 'em ups. So I'll save the one that I hope is good for last. So this one here, I guess this is kind of a shoot 'em up. This is more of a rail shooter. But either way, nevertheless, I'm actually pretty excited for this one. I might stream this one tonight even. This is X-Zeos, the complete collection. So it's a cool like railgun shooter. Kind of reminds me of Star Fox in a little bit of a way, but like instead just a robot instead of the R-wing. So that looks sweet. Here's a game that I actually really kind of like. So this is an underwater shoot 'em up. This is Astro Aqua Kitty, and so they have another version. So I don't know if this is the second one or if this is the first one, because they also have a DX one that's like Milk Kitty or something like that. I don't know. There's been so many versions of this for all the different systems, but either way, I know that it's a good shoot 'em up. It's like an underwater, like I guess a submarine kind of shoot 'em up. So it's interesting. It's different. It's unique, and I like this one. It's a good game. Definitely pick them up if you like shoot 'em ups. This one, I don't really know much about this one. It actually says Platinum Games on it. Interesting. Maybe they made this way back in the day. I don't know. This is Sol Cresta Dramatic Edition. Oh, it's got Platinum Games on the front there too. So it is a shoot 'em up, and I don't honestly know a lot about it, but now that I see it's Platinum Games, that kind of has me more hyped. Hopefully you can see that, but I love the little characters on the bottom. Hopefully it'll focus, but I love the little characters on the bottom. It kind of reminds me of like the Wonderful 101 characters on the bottom there. So that's kind of neat. And then there's like a little dog right here, a little space dog. Alright, so here's a cool one. This is a Konami collection. Konami Anniversary Arcade Classic. It says Anniversary Collection Arcade Classics. I love the art on this. This art is sick on this. I'll have to give it to Limited Run on this one. The art on that front cover, that's looking pretty choice. So this comes with quite a few games. You got Life Force, which is also Salamander. Typhoon, which is, I guess, Ajax in Japan. I guess... Oh, okay. Well, so Life Force, that was NES, and we had that. I guess it was Salamander in the rest of the world. Typhoon, I assume is NES, and also called Ajax. Then there was Nemesis, which is Gradius. Then there was Vulcan Venture, which is Gradius 2. Then there's Haunted Castle, which doesn't, I guess is a shoot 'em up. Well, no, it just says Arcade Classics, so maybe it's not a shoot 'em up. Then you got Twin B, which I'm pretty sure that's a shoot 'em up. Then you got Scramble, and then Thundercross. That's definitely a shoot 'em up because it looks like it. But nevertheless, this looks like a sweet little collection, so I'm excited for that. Now, I don't know why I sold these off. I mean, I just sold off a bunch of crap for a while there, and I felt really dumb about these two specifically because these are kind of a Volume 1, Volume 2 thing, and some of these games are just really choice shoot 'em ups. They're really just, frankly, some of the best shoot 'em ups there are, and I felt dumb after I sold them because I was like, man, why did I get rid of those? And then I saw them on Limited Run's website, and I was like, man, I got to pull the trigger. And then I bought all this other shit. This is what led to it. This is the Psycheo collection of shoot 'em ups, the Shooting Library Volume 2, and then Volume 1. So Volume 1 is that guy, and that comes with Strikers 1945, Strikers 1945 2, and then 3. Yeah, okay, yep. And then Soul Divide, Dragon Blaze, and then Zero Gunner 2. And then here's the one that I guess Volume 2 is more or less the one that I particularly like. I like the 1945 games though. And then Dragon Blaze is kind of cool. But this has Samurai Aces, Tengen, Samurai Aces 3, Gunbird, Gunbird 2, and Gunbarch. So the Gunbird 1 and 2 were the main things that I really wanted. I mean, obviously all of them are good games, but the Gunbird 1 and 2, those are like some of the best, at least in my opinion, some of the best shoot 'em ups that exist. And these have bonus sticker sheets in them, so that's kind of cool. I love getting stickers with games, but I never know what to do with them. So I have like an abundance of stickers, and I never do anything with them. But like one day, whenever I have my own house, I always had this idea of having a nice coffee table and just putting all my game stickers on it and then taking it outside and then just glazing over it with some clear coat and just having like a sweet table, and then I can do like all my unboxings on there and stuff. I feel like that would be a sweet idea. The last one here. This is a game that I have. If you know Baltimore Retro Gaming, he's like the shoot 'em up master. He's kind of, I don't want to say he got me into them, but he definitely made me more into them just by being his friend, association with him, and you know, being friends. He has probably the best shoot 'em up collection on all of YouTube. I'll say it now. Probably no one has a better collection than him. His entire collection is fucking retarded. It's frankly one of the most impressive collections I've ever seen. He never shows it off, but it's frankly breathtaking. But then just the subsection of shoot 'em ups that he has, whew, if you name a shoot 'em up, my man's got it for the most part on any system, and it's truly impressive. But he ragged on this game, but I've always been kind of excited for it, and that's Jamestown Plus. I've always had my eye on this game, and I'm really anti buying digital games. And they never had this physical for a long ass time, so I just never bought it because I just really don't like buying digital games. It just goes against my nature of being a collector. I'll do DLC, but as far as the game, I want the actual physical game. But Jamestown Plus, to me, just the art style and everything and all that, it just always looked cool and intriguing to me, so I always wanted to play that. So that's a nice little quick midweek video for you guys. Wanted to get something out. I will also have another Mega 360 video coming this weekend. I'll have to try to record it Saturday because I do work every Sunday now. That's why videos have kind of been slower to come out because I've been working 6 days a week, and sometimes back there 7 days a week, but the 7 days a week is kind of where I'm at in life right now. It's a long story, it is what it is, but hopefully that'll be coming to an end soon. But regardless, I still will be doing a nice 360 pickups video. Probably not all these because there's just so many. They're everywhere. They're on each shelf. There's new 360 pickups. There's more right there. There's more over there. I've been going 360 crazy because I want to get everything while I still can at moderately good prices that I deem to be fair before they keep going crazy. They've kind of peaked out. They're kind of the prices are kind of steady at this point, and I'm good with it. I think everyone's kind of like cash poor at this point in the summer, and they're just like, no more 360 collecting. And I haven't picked any up in, it's been about a week. since I bought something, which was... Oh, actually, you know what? Let me show these last two on here real quick. All right, so I just grabbed two more, and I just wanted to show these off real quick. You know, it wouldn't be DGC if I didn't go down memory lane with you guys, but on the original Xbox, one of my really just one of my favorite franchises in general, but it started on the Xbox and then it worked its way to 360, and it really is in my opinion, whereas I associate Solid Snake and Metal Gear with PlayStation, I associate Sam Fisher and Splinter Cell with the Xbox. So for me, I had to get the full set, which I've always owned the full set, but I had to get the best full set. So the original game, nice minty copy. I've owned this for as long as I can remember, honestly, and I've kept it in very good condition. I love the first game. It is enhanced on the Xbox. Pandora Tomorrow, the sequel. Again, enhanced on the Xbox. This is, you know, there is no special edition for this one. Love this one too. So if you're an X-Play guy and you used to watch X-Play, I remember Secret Agent Bob and Steve with the little videos that they would do, and that shit used to crack me the fuck up, and I just remember watching those and loving X-Play and Splinter Cell and all that stuff. And if you haven't ever seen those, go watch Secret Agent Bob and Steve on the X-Play, you know, archive videos. They're pretty funny. I enjoy them. And I've owned this for a long ass time too. At this point, I've shown it on the channel before. But the Splinter Cell Collector's Edition for the Xbox, which this is also on the GameCube, which I used to own, which is incredibly rare. And I got rid of it because it just plays the best on the Xbox, so why would I keep it on the shitty GameCube? In comparison, GameCube is probably my favorite system, but, you know, 480p, solid frame rate versus GameCube with inferior music, not 480p, and just overall more inferior than the definitive edition of this game. I guess PC, but console-wise, this is the best way to play it. Now, the two games that I picked up was... Double Agent, the limited, well, I guess this one, yeah, it is limited collector's edition. And then Conviction, this is the collector's edition, is what this was. This was actually sealed. But you know your boy, DGC, doesn't give a shit about keeping games sealed, baby. I wanted a mint copy, so now I got a mint copy. I still have the standard edition, but that's now in my duplicate pile. I had to have this. Simply just had to have it, and I needed it, and I grabbed it. Beautiful copy. It's got everything in here. It's got... So this is the little USB credit card thing. It's still sealed. Probably never going to open it, but supposedly these eventually all break. I would imagine this one's still probably good because it's never been used, but either way, I'm not going to use it. Got the nice little third echelon sticker there, the manual, all that extra crap, and then obviously... my disc is mint because it's never even been used yet. And then it comes with like a nice art book of like the whole franchise and everything. And I just really love Splinter Cell. I always have. I just always thought it was an intriguing game. The story to it. Every year I pray that Ubisoft is going to give me one more. Just one more. Before Ironside dies, which I hate to say it, but he's getting old. Before he dies, give us just one more Sam Fisher. And the plot to the story could be so simple, right? There's a new terrorist on the block. And Sam's old as fuck, right? He's like crotchety old Solid Snake, right? He just like hobbles onto the screen. But you pump him up. You get him hyped up. And then he's just like, Sam, we got to do one more mission. We need you. The world needs you, right? And then it's just like a final farewell to Sam Fisher. And then just end it, right? And then you would have a 6-part epic trilogy, or I don't even know what that would be, whatever 6 would be of games or whatever. But man, I would just love one more Sam Fisher, one more Splinter Cell. And they were working on it. They were actually working on a VR Splinter Cell. Imagine that, like walking up to someone, just be like, and just doing that in VR with the controllers like this. Like, how cool would that be? Or if you had the freaking what do they call that? The knife that's the I forget what that is, but you know what I'm talking about, the little crazy knife that he has. It's like a Middle Eastern knife kind of thing where it's like... but yeah, and then they got this one, which is sweet because it's got like the... I remember seeing this when I was younger with the red like this, and I'm like, why does that look weird like that? But it's because you can like slide it through the red or whatever. Just a solid franchise, and I really miss Splinter Cell. I wish, you know, Blacklist while I hate that it's not Michael Ironside, Blacklist is fantastic. I loved the shit out of that game. But it wasn't Michael Ironside. That is Sam Fisher. There is no one else. Just like David Hayter is Solid Snake. There is no one else. What's his name is Master Chief. There is no one else. Charles Martinet is Mario. There is no one else. Like, that's it. Sorry, I had to say it. That's just my opinion on it. Those are iconic roles that just shouldn't be replaced. That's where I stand on it. Hopefully you guys learned something. Leave a comment down below if you did. Leave a comment if you have any of these or have any opinions on them. Be sure to like the video, subscribe. I have something coming out this weekend. It'll be the Xbox video. So look forward to that. Peace out for now, guys. Till next time.
Come here, you mother...